Hey there. So it is the early part of the afternoon here in Fort Myers, coming to you live to share some good stuff. So I wanted to talk to you today about bravery, about being brave, about understanding what brave means. And I know for most of us, when we think about the word brave or being brave, it's really about stepping out and being fearless and courageous and all those things. And although all of that is true, I want to shake up your thinking a little bit. So when you think about bravery, I want you to think about being in a position where you are hearing those whispers of fear, those voices of fear in your head, and you step out anyway. It's about understanding that God created you on purpose, for a purpose, to live a life of purpose. And when you exhibit the bravery, it's really about you embracing the power and authority that God has instilled in you. One of the Bible verses that I want to read is Isaiah 14:27. All forces of darkness cannot stop what God has ordained. Your life is ordained. Your purpose is ordained. And it doesn't matter what you face, what you encounter, how many times you fail, fall short, make a mistake. There's resistance from relationships or environments or people in your circles of influence. If God has ordained it for you, nothing can stop that. And I want you to also think about God's favor. You know, a lot of times we become paralyzed with the constant thought of being judged, constant thought of comparing ourselves or being compared, criticizing ourselves or being criticized by others. And what that does to us is it prevents us from stepping out. Those are those voices of fear that I'm talking about. Those are those whispers that are taking place that are making you stop and stay stuck. They're making you question whether or not you're capable, whether or not you're brave, whether or not you're courageous, whether or not you're resilient. Well, girl, here's the thing. You already are all of those things. To be brave, there are no guidelines, there are no rules, there are no books that you can grab that'll say, here are the steps that make you brave. It's really about stepping out and taking a risk. So thinking about God's favor in your life, the opinions of others will never touch that. They will never cause harm to it. They will never deplete it. They will never take away from it. Those opinions of others are just that, opinions. And whether or not you allow them to penetrate your thinking is entirely up to you. So think about taking risks and the impact that you can have on others. We've talked about before the dynamic, how you can change the dynamic of an environment, of a relationship, of the life of another person. And being willing to step out and to speak up, that's bravery. Being courageous, being fearless is not about the absence of fear. It's about choosing to step out and do it anyway. So I want you to know that you are brave, you are resilient, you are capable, you are worthy. God created you because you were essential, not accidental. So what are you going to do with that? It's a huge opportunity, and we need to embrace that. So when I think about, kind of like a pregame warm-up, when you are watching coaches rally their teams and they're bouncing and chanting and just feeding them with all this positive motivation, these vibes of positivity, that's what I want to do for you. Like, I want to stand in front of you and say, girl, you've got this. You can do this. You have a God to draw strength and power from. You call out to him, he will deliver. Brave people don't stop hearing the voices of fear, the whispers of fear. They just choose to step out, and you are no different than those people. What makes you feel different is their doing, and you're staying stuck. And like we talked about yesterday, the staying stuck is about willingness. You have the willingness to stay stuck. Let's execute that. Let's extract that and execute that in a position of movement, coming from this space to a space where you are exhibiting your courage, you are exhibiting your resilience, your bravery, all of those things. Think about your 4 journeys and the things that matter to you. What is it that you want to accomplish? What brings you joy? What are the non-negotiables, the things that you can't live without? And think about what's preventing you from stepping into that space. I guarantee you it's a fear. I guarantee you it's a limiting belief. I guarantee you it's self-doubt. I guarantee you it's a lie. And you have the power to crush the limiting belief. You have the power to shut up that self-doubt. You have the power to believe a truth versus believing a lie. And those truths are what God is breathing into your existence. When you were created on purpose, that resiliency was part of your makeup. That strength was part of your makeup. That worthiness was part of your makeup. That bravery is part of your makeup. You are brave. Not you can be, you should be, you will be, but you are. Let's own it. So think about the things that are non-negotiables. There are things in my life that I absolutely want. I crave, my soul needs. Those are non-negotiables for me. My time with God, meditating and praying, non-negotiables. Sometimes I'm doing it in a space that may not accept it or understand it, but my willingness to be brave, I do it anyway. I want to be strong. I want to be fit. I want to feel good in my body so that I can move and experience joy and be part of life. It's a non-negotiable for me. And when I fall short, or like today when I ate the Reese's peanut butter pie, which was so good, by the way, it doesn't stop me and move me backwards. I just make the next right decision. I'm choosing to be brave. And when I do something that may not be the best for me, I recognize that for what it is. It's something in that moment, and I am responsible for what happens next. I leverage the talents, the blessings, the gifts, the experiences, the lessons, all of those things. I pull them off the shelf and I put them into practice. That is being brave. It's not about cliff diving or, it's Shark Week, so it's not about swimming with the sharks. It doesn't have to be these grand schemes. It can be you choosing to make the next right decision for you. It can be you choosing to take a step forward. It can be you choosing to cut the ties with a bad relationship. It can be you choosing to no longer eat those foods or do those activities. That's bravery. Bravery is about understanding you are in the moment. You are brave, courageous, resilient, worthy, all of these things. It's already in you. So my challenge for you today is to think about things that are holding you back, and how are you going to put on that shield of bravery, God's strength that is there for you to pull from and step out. Tell those voices of fear, yeah, I hear you, but the truth is, I was created by a God who says all things are possible. Not some things, not most things, but all things. And God doesn't guarantee that when we give our life to Him, we follow Him, that we won't struggle, we won't fail, we don't have, experience that are full of pain and suffering. But it's knowing that there is forgiveness, there is grace, there is a relentless pursuit for our heart. It's about bravery. It is about bravery, and you are brave. So again, the challenge is think about the things that you want to achieve and what is holding you back. Document those things. I want you to write them down, and then I want you to commit to what is your next step. Not the big plan, not figuring it all out, just the next step. Because each next step gets you from wanting to achieve it to actually achieving it. And yesterday we talked about what bridges the gap. It's faith and sweat. But to execute that faith and sweat, do you know what you need? Bravery. You need to be brave. You need to be courageous. And you are equipped with every bit of what you need. But if you need help with any of that, I'm here to help you. I will walk you through the Rise Up process. We'll uncover all of these gifts and talents and unique things that belong to you. And then we'll tap into how to leverage them, how to put them into practice every day so that you too can stand up with your chest out, your shoulders back, and your chin held high because you recognize, I am. And then you fill in the blank. You fill in the blank. I can tell you all day long what I know about you because I know my God and I know what He's created me to be and I know what He's created you to be. But those I am statements have to be yours, uniquely yours. They have to belong to you. And being able to stand in front of the mirror and speak to that girl is bravery. Sometimes you want to stand there and you want to criticize what you see. Like these lines, oh my goodness, they've been here for so long. But it's because I'm constantly thinking and wanting to understand more and the sunlight and the Popeye smile that I've always had when I was little. But you know what? When I look in the mirror, that's part of who I am. It's part of what makes me who I am. And there are unique things about you too. Sometimes we don't always love them, but it takes bravery to embrace them. So you've got this. Find something that brings you joy and do more of that. If you need help, please know that I am here to step into battle with you. I will walk you through the process. I will help you to dig in, to rise up. You know, our Bible verse is Micah 7:8. Though I fall, I will rise again. And I can't stress enough how valuable the rising up is. There's so much to learn. There is joy that is the fabric of our lives that comes from all of the crap, all of the garbage, and all of the good. So choose to be brave today. Choose to acknowledge that voice of fear that is chirping in your ear, and you stand up and say, yep, I hear you, but I was created on purpose for a purpose. I'm going to step out and do it anyway. That's what being brave is. That's what being fearless is. That's what courage is. And you have everything you need to do it. So rise up, bring another woman with you. Have a spectacular rest of your day. Again, find something that brings you joy. Do more of that. Take one step forward. Make the next right decisions. This is all things that you are absolutely capable of. Don't tell yourself that you are not. Don't believe the lie that you are not. You are brave. All right, really starting to sweat. Have a great one. If you need me, you know where to get me. Choose to rise up. The Rise community is authentic, trustworthy, and honest. We want more for you. God wants more for you. And you are capable of all of it. Have a great one.